Most gardeners spend hundreds of dollars every season trying to make their containers look spectacular and still end up with flat, boring planters that just sit there doing nothing. But here's a secret that professional garden designers have used for decades. The real magic in any container garden does not come from the plant in the center. It comes from what spills over the edges. The right cascading flower can transform an ordinary clay pot into something that looks like it belongs on the cover of a garden magazine. And the best part? These flowers practically do the work for you. Welcome to Golden Age Gardening. William Scott here, and in this video we are counting down 15 of the most stunning, container-loving, cascading flowers, going from number 15 all the way down to number 1, saving the absolute best for last. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which trailing blooms belong in your hanging baskets, window boxes, and porch planters this season. If you want more content like this, practical, beautiful, and built for real gardeners, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now and ring the bell so you never miss a new upload. Drop a comment below telling us which flower is already growing in your garden. Let's get into it. Plant number 15, Bacopa. Kicking off our countdown at number 15 is a plant that does not get nearly enough credit, Bacopa. You may also see it labeled as Sutera or Chinastemum cordatum at the garden center. Whatever the tag says, the results are the same. A soft, delicate cascade of tiny white, pink, or lavender flowers that seem to pour over the edges of your containers, like a waterfall in slow motion. Bacopa is a tender perennial in the warmest growing zones, but most gardeners grow it as a warm season annual. One fascinating detail that many people do not know, Bacopa has been used in traditional Ayurvedic medicine for centuries as a brain tonic. The ornamental variety in your garden is a cousin to those medicinal plants, a conversation starter right there. Plant it in fertile, well-draining soil and keep the moisture consistent. Bacopa does not like to dry out. It will spread up to 2 feet wide and absolutely drape itself over the edges of pots and window boxes. Partial sun works best for this one. Plant number 14. Ice plant. Coming in at number 14 is ice plant or Delosperma, one of the most drought-defiant bloomers on this entire list. Originally native to South Africa, ice plant earned its unusual name from the tiny crystalline hairs on its leaves that reflect light, making the plant appear frosted or icy in bright sunlight. When the flowers open, typically in vivid shades of magenta, purple, yellow, or orange, the visual contrast is absolutely electric. Ice plant thrives in sandy, well-draining soil and full sun. Use cactus mix in your containers and let it dry completely between waterings. Avoid heavy fertilizing because too much nitrogen pushes leafy growth at the expense of flowers. If you are building a mixed succulent container, ice plant makes a dramatic trailing edge.
Plant number 13, hardy fuchsia. At number 13, we have hardy fuchsia, Fuchsia magellanica, and this one is genuinely unlike anything else on this list. Technically a deciduous shrub, fuchsia is almost always grown in hanging baskets and containers because its pendulous, teardrop-shaped flowers are designed to be viewed from below. The blooms dangle downward in rich combinations of red, purple, and pink, like living jewelry. Hummingbirds are absolutely obsessed with fuchsia. If you hang a fuchsia basket near a window or on a porch, you may find yourself with a front row seat to a hummingbird feeding show every morning. Fuchsia prefers cool, partial shade conditions and rich, moist soil. It is also salt tolerant, making it a great option for coastal gardeners. If you are enjoying this countdown so far, do us a favor and hit that like button. It genuinely helps more gardeners find this content. Plant number 12, Nasturtium. Number 12 belongs to Nasturtium, one of the most forgiving, most cheerful, and most underestimated flowers in the cottage garden world. Nasturtium has been grown in European gardens since at least the 16th century, first arriving from South America. The flowers come in fiery shades of orange, red, yellow, and cream, and they trail beautifully over the edges of containers, window boxes, and raised beds. Here's the detail that surprises most people. Every single part of the nasturtium plant is edible. The flowers, the leaves, even the seeds. The flowers have a peppery, slightly spicy flavor similar to watercress and make a stunning garnish scattered over a salad. Nasturtium actually does better in poor soil. Rich soil pushes leaves at the expense of flowers. Full sun, minimal fertilizer, and excellent drainage are your keys to success. Plant number 11, creeping zinnia. At number 11, we have a plant with one of the most misleading common names in the garden world, creeping zinnia. Despite the name, it is not actually a zinnia at all. Its botanical name is Sanvitalia precumbens, and it is native to Mexico and Central America. What it shares with true zinnias is that cheerful sunflower-like appearance, golden yellow petals surrounding a dark center, and an absolute love of hot, sunny weather. What makes creeping zinnia unique on this list is that it grows best from seeds sown directly into the container because it dislikes being transplanted. Sow it straight into well-draining soil in a pot, give it full sun, and it will reward you with blooms from late spring all the way through the first frost. It is also remarkably resistant to both heat and drought. Plant number 10, sweet Alyssum. Number 10 is sweet Alyssum. Lobularia maritima. And if you have never grown this plant, the name tells you everything. Sweet. The tiny clusters of flowers carry a soft, honey-like fragrance that drifts through the air on warm evenings, making your porch or patio feel like something out of a storybook. Alyssum is most commonly grown in white, but also comes in purple, lavender, and rose. It cascades gently over the edges of containers and will often self-seed in the garden year after year. A lesser-known bonus, sweet Alyssum is a powerhouse attractant for beneficial insects, particularly parasitic wasps and hoverflies, natural predators of aphids and other garden pests. Give it full to partial sun and consistently moist, well-draining soil. Plant number 9, Garden Verbena. At number 9, Garden Verbena earns its spot with bold, long-lasting color and an impressive ability to handle heat. Verbena X hybrida comes in trailing and upright forms, but the trailing varieties are what you want for containers. Colors range from pure white through coral, hot pink, deep red, and rich purple. Here is a lesser-known fact. Verbena has been used in herbal traditions for centuries. Lemon verbena, a different species in the same family, is still widely used in teas and aromatherapy. In the container, give ornamental verbena full sun, fertile and well-draining soil, and water regularly, but let the top layer of soil dry slightly between waterings. It will bloom for months without much fuss. Share this video with a friend who loves container gardening. Spreading the love helps the channel grow. Plant number 8, Twinspur. Coming in at number 8 is Twinspur, Diascia barbaria, a graceful South African native that most North American gardeners have not discovered yet. That is exactly what makes it exciting. Twinspur forms a cascading mat of delicate pink blooms on slender stems, and it looks absolutely magical trailing over the sides of window boxes and mixed planters. The blooms appear reliably from spring through fall, though they may pause during the most intense summer heat. A simple trim, shearing the plant back by about a third, will encourage a second and even a third wave of flowers. Twinspur needs full to partial sun and well-drained but consistently moist, organically rich soil. If you are looking for a refined, slightly unusual flower this year, Twinspur is worth seeking out.
Plant number 7, Fanflower. Number 7 is Fanflower, Scavula emula, and this one comes with a genuinely fascinating backstory. Native to Australia, Fanflower gets its name from the unusual shape of each bloom. The petals are all arranged on one side of the flower, creating a perfect fan shape. In the wild, this asymmetrical design helps direct pollinators toward the reproductive parts of the plant. In your container garden, it just looks stunning and unusual. Fanflower is a drought-tolerant tender perennial that handles heat beautifully. It cascades lazily over the sides of hanging baskets and window boxes and blooms steadily through summer in shades of lavender, blue, pink, and white. Give it full sun to partial shade and well-drained soil. It is one of the best choices for gardeners who sometimes forget to water. Plant number 6, Begonias. At number 6, Begonias claim their well-deserved place on this list. With over 2,000 known species worldwide, begonias are one of the largest plant genera on Earth. For containers, focus on angel wing begonias, dragon wing begonias, and tubular begonias. These varieties produce pendulous flowers that bow gracefully downward under their own weight, spilling beautifully over the edges of pots. Begonias thrive in humid summer conditions. They prefer organically rich, well-drained soil and a spot with morning sun or dappled shade all day. One of their most impressive qualities is their incredible shade tolerance. They are among the few flowering plants that produce serious blooms without needing direct sun. Their waxy leaves are an adaptation that helps them retain moisture in humid environments. Plant number 5, Lobelia. Number 5 is Lobelia erinus, and if you have ever seen a container absolutely electric with vivid blue flowers in spring, there is a very good chance it was Lobelia. This low-growing annual produces a carpet of brilliant blue, one of the truest blues available in the annual flower world, along with varieties in white, purple, and rose. Lobelia blooms in cool weather, filling a season when many summer annuals have not yet hit their stride. Plan ahead and pair it with heat-tolerant companions, so when Lobelia winds down in summer heat, you can transition the pot without starting over. Lobelia does best in full to partial sun and fertile, consistently moist soil. Butterflies, particularly small blues and skippers, are drawn to it reliably.
Plant number 4, Wishbone Flower. At number 4, Wishbone Flower, Terrania Fournieri, takes the spotlight, and this is one of the most underappreciated shade lovers in the entire flower world. While most cascading plants on this list demand sun, Wishbone Flower positively thrives in partial to full shade, making it one of the very best options for shaded porches, north-facing window boxes, and spots under trees. The flowers are two-toned and trumpet-shaped, most commonly purple or blue with a bright yellow center, though they also come in white and pink. The common name comes from the two curved stamens inside each flower that cross like a wishbone. Wishbone Flower blooms from spring until the first frost and prefers rich, moist, consistently watered soil. Keep it mulched and cool, and it will reward you with continuous blooms even in spots where other flowers give up. Drop a comment below with which of these plants you are planning to grow this season. It is great to hear from the Golden Age gardening community. Plant number 3, Ivy Geranium. The top 3 begins with Ivy Geranium, Pelargonium peltatum, at number 3. While most geraniums grow upright, Ivy Geranium is built to trail. Its thick, glossy, ivy-shaped leaves grow on long, flexible stems that cascade naturally over the sides of containers, window boxes, and hanging baskets. The flower clusters come in shades of pink, red, lavender, white, and bicolor combinations. Ivy geranium has been a fixture in European window boxes, particularly in Switzerland and Austria, for hundreds of years. Those famous alpine village photos you see, with flower-covered balconies cascading down stone walls, more often than not, that is ivy geranium doing the work. It prefers partial sun and is less heat-tolerant than upright geraniums, so give it some afternoon shade in warmer climates. Fertile, well-draining soil and even moisture will keep it performing all season. Plant number 2, Petunias. At number 2, Petunias, and this is not a cop-out choice. Petunias earn this position every single season because nothing else comes close to their combination of color range, bloom quantity, and sheer cascading drama. The trailing and wave varieties can spill 3 feet or more over the sides of a container, creating a waterfall of flowers in virtually every color imaginable. Modern petunia breeding has largely eliminated the need for deadheading. Contemporary cultivars produce continuous blooms without requiring weekly flower removal. A little-known fact, petunias belong to the Solanaceae family, the same botanical family as tomatoes, peppers, and potatoes. They are also mildly fragrant, particularly in the evening, when the scent becomes noticeably stronger to attract night-flying pollinators. Give petunias full sun, moist, well-drained soil, and regular feeding, and they will reward you with flowers from planting time until frost.
Plant number 1, Million Bells. And at number 1, the crown goes to Million Bells, Calibrachoa ex hybrida. Nothing on this list delivers more flowers per square inch over a longer season with less effort than Million Bells. The common name says it all, what looks like an endless cascade of miniature petunias, which is why it is sometimes called trailing petunia, blooms from early spring all the way to the first frost without slowing down. Here is what makes Million Bells genuinely extraordinary. It is naturally self-cleaning, meaning the spent flowers drop on their own and new buds continuously replace them. There's no deadheading, no pinching, no cutting back required. The color range is extraordinary. Every shade of pink, red, orange, yellow, purple, white, bronze, and bicolor patterns, with new varieties introduced every year. From a botanical curiosity standpoint, Calibrachoa was only classified as its own distinct genus in 1990. Before that, it was grouped with petunias. Modern plant breeding has made it one of the most refined container plants available to home gardeners. Plant Million Bells in loamy, organically rich, well-draining soil with a slightly acidic pH. Give it full sun and consistent moisture, and it will become the most commented on thing on your entire porch. And that wraps up our countdown of the 15 best cascading flowers for containers, going from number 15 all the way to number 1. Whether you are working with a shady porch or a sun-soaked balcony, whether you want something drought-tough or lush and tropical-looking, there is a trailing flower on this list made exactly for your space. The biggest takeaway? Do not neglect your spillers. Fill the center, add your thriller, and then let one of these 15 cascading beauties do what they were born to do. Pour over the edges and steal the show. If this video helped you, please give it a like and share it with a fellow gardener. Subscribe to Golden Age Gardening for more practical, beautiful content every week. Drop a comment below telling us which plant are you putting in your containers this season. William Scott will see you in the next one.